When my wealthy family's brother found me, I was in the middle of beating up a Siberian tiger. He told me I was the true heiress of the Green family and wanted me to return to acknowledge my roots. I pointed at the unruly Siberian tiger and said, "Unless I can bring it with me, this guy doesn't know who's boss, and he dares to challenge me. I haven't finished teaching him a lesson." My wealthy brother nodded in horror. "It's not impossible, but you need a permit to keep a tiger. Leave it to me to handle, you go home first." I agreed and went ahead first. Arriving at the wealthy Green family's home, I overheard the fake heiress and the wealthy younger brother saying, "I heard it's a very fierce beast. Could it be a wild boar?" Bringing a wild boar back, where would the Green family's dignity go? You'd be mocked at school for having a wild boar sister. The wealthy younger brother, only 5 years old, had to push me hard. "You, country bumpkin. I don't want the wild boar sister." Is Siberian tiger being mocked as a wild boar? Provoking it is like messing with the king of hell. It was already beaten by me and had nowhere to vent its anger. If that hot-tempered one finds out, will it devour the fake heiress in one bite? My wealthy biological brother, Kevin Green, waded through water to find me. He told me I was the real heiress who had been switched at birth. I had been living as the fake heiress in the tiger's den for over a decade. Back then, the rural mother of the fake heiress swapped us. She was afraid that one day the truth would be exposed, and my wealthy parents would come to take me back, jeopardizing the lifelong fortune of their fake heiress, so she heartlessly abandoned me, still wailing in swaddling clothes, deep in the remote mountains. Later, I was carried away by a mother Siberian tiger. She had intended to eat me, but at that time, the mother tiger was grieving the loss of her own cub, hearing my loud cries. She softened and fed me her milk instead. I'm starving, and I'm eating with great enthusiasm bite by bite. The mother Siberian tiger's face glowed with maternal love. It tearfully said to the father Siberian tiger, "She's so adorable, I want to keep her." The Siberian tiger father, the king of beasts in the deep mountains and dense forests, initially disagreed. "She's a human cub," the Siberian tiger mother roared. "So what? She drank my milk, so she's my child. If you won't raise her, I will." And so, I became the fake princess in the king of beasts household. A few years later, the Siberian tiger father and mother gave birth to a little tiger, who was naturally mischievous. All the animals in the forest were afraid of it, but only I could discipline it, and it never dared to talk back, because once, with just a light swipe of his little paw, without even using much force, my arm started bleeding. It scared him so much that he never dared to touch me again. And he even gave me a nickname, Crispy Sister. I also gave my little brother from the Northeast a nickname. It's Earth Bag. If he dares to be mischievous and disobedient, I'll beat him into a punching bag. 3 years ago, the Siberian tiger father and mother passed away one after another, leaving only me and my younger brother Earth Bag to rely on each other. Earth Bag often lets me ride on his back and takes me for rides in the forest, on rainy days. He sends me to the only research station deep in the mountains to take shelter from the rain. Earth Bag says, "My skin is thick and tough, so I'm not afraid of getting wet in the rain, unlike you, my delicate sister, who gets sick as soon as you're caught in the rain. Hurry inside and take cover." A botanist lives at the research station year-round, conducting research deep in the mountains and forests. He was a PhD, who, upon learning that I was raised by a tiger and had never attended school, took it upon himself to teach me how to read and write in his spare time. I don't know if it was because I drank tiger's milk. Not only could I understand animal speech, but I also had a photographic memory. Whatever Dr. Uncle taught me, I could grasp it instantly. Uncle PhD said, "It's such a waste for a promising young person like you to stay in the deep mountains and old forests. I'll help you find your biological parents. You're already 16 years old and should return to the city to go to school." I didn't take it seriously. Who would have thought that 3 months later, my wealthy brother Kevin Green would travel over mountains and rivers to find me, claiming that I am the true heiress of the Green family. At the time, I was fiercely beating up my Earth Bag brother, riding on his tiger's back, one hand gripping his tiger fur and the other clenched into a fist, mercilessly pounding his majestic, imposing head. Earth Bag roared, "I told you not to hit the head. If you knock me stupid, who's going to carry you around the mountain?" It was now massive in size, with enough strength to flip a wild buffalo, yet it was utterly helpless against me, its fragile older sister, For one thing, it was genuinely afraid of hurting me. For another, it had been trained by me since childhood, and the instinctive dominance was deeply ingrained. I'm not going to let it slide. Who told you to scare the newborn baby badgers into hiding in their burrows again? How many times have I said it? We need to coexist peacefully in the forest. Earthbag spoke with a tone of self-justification, its tail slapping the ground in frustration. I was just bored and teasing them for fun. I pinched its ear. Still talking back, Earthbag quickly backed down, its massive body visibly shrinking. No, I was wrong, Crispy sis. Just as the daily tiger taming was unfolding between the girl and the tiger, Uncle Doctor arrived with her wealthy, biological older brother, both looking utterly shocked. Even though the wealthy older brother was accustomed to grand scenes, the sight before him was truly beyond the bounds of imagination. A slender girl was riding on the back of an adult Siberian tiger as if it were a horse, punching the tiger's head, and the tiger was actually cowering in submission. My wealthy biological brother reluctantly acknowledged me. Sister, I am your biological brother, Kevin Green. Get off the tiger quickly, it's dangerous. Both Earthbag and I stopped what we were doing and turned to look. Earthbag let out a low growl in its throat. What the hell is this idiot saying? I don't understand. Court dismissed. I patted Earthbag's head to calm it down. It's okay, he's one of us, probably. Then he nimbly jumped off its back, patted the grass stains off his pants, and walked over. He noticed that I really did look a lot like Kevin Green. No wonder we came from the same womb. It's just that he was dressed too expensively, clearly in clothes that cost a fortune. Uncle PhD said to me, a paternity test has been done. He really is your biological brother. Be good and go home with your brother. You should see a bigger world. You shouldn't be held back here. Go home. This word is a bit unfamiliar to me. My home has always been deep in this forest, with Tiger Dad, Tiger Mom, and Earthbag. Now that Tiger Dad and Tiger Mom are gone, home is every inch of land Earthbag carries me across as we run, the books and lamplight in Dr. Uncle's cabin. I can't imagine what other kind of home I could have. Kevin Green took a deep breath, trying to calm the storm of emotions inside him, and gently patted my head. Have you always grown up in the forest? I nodded, unsure what he was feeling sorry for. I lived in the forest with Earthbag and my tiger parents, and I couldn't have been happier. Kevin Green held me tightly in his arms. Come home with your brother. From now on, you'll never have to endure hardships or sleep rough. I won't let you suffer anymore. So he actually feels sorry that I've been sleeping rough. I can sense his kindness. This brother seems alright, however. I can't bear to part with Earthbag. I pointed at Earthbag and said, I can go home with you, but I have one condition, unless you let me bring it along. This guy doesn't know his place, dares to challenge me, and I haven't finished teaching him a lesson. If you don't let me bring him, then I won't go with you. Bringing a several 100-pound wild Siberian tiger into the city must be incredibly difficult. Just thinking about it gives me a headache. I've already made up my mind. If there's really no other way, I'll just stay in the forest and continue my life of patrolling the mountains while riding on Earthbag's back. Who would have thought that my wealthy brother would remain silent for a long while, said with a chilling determination, it's not entirely impossible. This is the first time my little sister has made a request of her big brother. Even if you asked for the moon in the sky, I would find a way to get it for you. But, little sister, listen to me. Keeping a pet at home is a matter of freedom, but this one is a bit special. Raising it requires legality and compliance. You need to get a permit first, and all the procedures must be complete, otherwise, it will be very troublesome. Do you think this will work? You go home first, and leave the permit matters to your brother to handle. I promise to make it legal and compliant as soon as possible, so it can openly and legitimately live in the Green family. I will never let you be separated. I looked at Kevin Green's confident and determined expression, then I glanced at Earthbag. Uncle Doctor also said that the city has its own rules, and if we want to take Earthbag with us, it seems we really have to follow their rules. I walked over to soothe Earthbag's agitated mood. Do you think it's okay? Earthbag curled its tail and gently rested it by my feet. 3 months ago, Uncle Doctor collected a DNA sample from me. I told Earthbag that Uncle Doctor was going to help me find my biological parents, and Earthbag became emotionally agitated. All day long, he acted like a tyrant in the forest and even threatened me. If you dare to leave, I'll eat them all. Occasionally, In the middle of the night while I was asleep, he would carry me to the research station and say, "Go, go, just go. That human said you don't belong in the mountains. And forcing you to stay would only harm you. You're my sister. And I won't allow anyone to harm you, not even myself." The next morning, before I was even fully awake, it came back again, carried me back into the den, and refused to let me go. This kind of scene has already happened 5 times in the past 3 months. I know Earthbag can't bear to part with me, but is also afraid of holding me back. I can't bear to part with Earthbag either, worried that it might feel lonely in the forest. The assurance from my wealthy older brother made Earthbag so happy that he immediately carried me on his back and ran wildly for an hour before returning. Earthbag also nudged the wealthy older brother's pant leg and let out a low growl, which frightened the wealthy brother so much that his face turned pale. I burst into laughter. "Brother, don't be afraid, Earthbag likes you." "Earthbag, yeah, he's my brother. We grew up together." I glared down at Earthbag. "Tone it down. My brother has delicate skin, don't go roughing him up." Kevin Green's mouth twitched. "Delicate skin, that's the first time I've ever been described that way. Hee." Finally, with repeated assurances from Uncle Doctor and my wealthy brother, I was the first to set off on the journey home. Earthbag accompanied me all the way to the edge of the mountain forest, crouching on a high rock, letting out a long, low whimper from its throat. It was my first time stepping out of the deep mountains and old forests, and it was worried. I got into the luxury car and drove on the highway for 3 hours, finally arriving at the Green family's estate. But before I could even approach the living room, I heard the voice of the fake heiress coming from inside the house. "Brother, did you know? I heard the new sister kept a very, very fierce beast in the mountains and insisted on bringing it back to the Green family. It couldn't be one of those dirty, smelly wild boars that roam all over the mountains, could it? Oh my, if we really bring a wild boar home, where will the Green family's dignity go? What will you do at the noble school in the future? The kids will say, 'Look, Lucas's sister is a country bumpkin who raises wild boars.' Everyone will laugh at you for having a wild boar sister." Immediately after, the sound of a 5-year-old child wailing loudly, "I don't want her as my sister. Other people's sisters keep cats or dogs, so why does she have to keep a wild boar? It's so embarrassing. I don't want her to come home. You're my only sister." Before coming here, my wealthy older brother had already informed me that there was also a 5-year-old younger brother at home named Lucas. The butler leading the way also looked at me with disdain, as if I were truly unfit for the occasion, and couldn't help but lecture me. "Second young miss, you really shouldn't have brought a wild boar back. I know that the rural obsession with pig farming is ingrained in the genes, but this is the Green family, a prestigious and top-tier wealthy household. Your father values dignity and reputation above all else. You're free to raise those unclean wild boars in the remote mountains, and no one can stop you, but since you've returned to your roots, you should act like a proper heiress." How will the young master face others in the future? He can't just go around telling everyone, "My sister's pet is a wild boar," can he? In the house, the wealthy young brother, hearing the butler's voice, ran out. "Uncle Butler, who are you talking to? Is it the wild boar sister back? Tell her to get lost, you country bumpkin. She doesn't deserve to be my sister. My sister only holds expensive cats." Immediately after, a 5-year-old boy charged over like a little cannonball, shoving me hard, his disdain completely undisguised. "Go back to your stinky mountain village. My only sister is Lucy. She smells nice and buys me limited edition toy cars. What do you think you are? Don't dirty my floor. Butler, quickly bring the disinfectant. The place she stood on stinks terribly." After saying this, the brat even disgustedly waved a hand in front of his nose as if I really carried some unbearable stench. The fake heiress also came out, holding a lazy ragdoll cat in her arms, watching me with schadenfreude. She thinks I grew up in the countryside, so I'm only fit to raise wild boars. If they knew I'm raising a Siberian tiger, tsk, I wonder how priceless their expressions would be. Just then, the WeChat video call ringtone went off. It was a call from my wealthy brother. He bought me this new phone, and I'm still not very good at using it. It took me a while to figure out how to answer. On the other end of the video, my wealthy brother helplessly pointed the camera at Earthbag. "Little sister, have you gotten home? After you left, Earthbag has been feeling down. I thought maybe a video call with you could cheer it up. Can you see it?" Immediately after, A low growl of a beast came from the other side of the video. Crispy sister, has anyone bullied you? I point the camera at the fake heiress. The response is also in animal language, of course. No one is bullying me, but someone is bullying you, look. It's her. She said you're the kind of wild boar that roams all over the mountains, dirty and smelly, so you should remember to take a bath often. That's a load of tiger crap. A wild boar isn't even worthy of shining my shoes, Earthbag roared. Messing with it was like messing with the king of hell. A deafening tiger roar came from the phone's speaker, startling the fake heiress so much that she stumbled backward, her high heels losing their grip. With a yelp, she fell to the ground. What was that sound? The docile ragdoll cat in her arms had its fur all puffed up, its survival instinct making it immediately distance itself from the fake heiress, afraid of being caught in the crossfire. It even dashed over to me, licking my feet as if to please me. Human, it's not the kitty's fault, please spare me. The ragdoll cat let out a soft meow, super well behaved. The fake heiress was furious. Meow, come here, who told you to lick her? She grew up with wild boars, she's filthy. Don't lick her, your mouth will get dirty, and I might not want you anymore. The ragdoll cat turned back and rolled its eyes at the fake heiress. Stupid human, don't hurt the kitty, be good, listen to me, let's just not live anymore. The 5-year-old younger brother couldn't believe it. Sister, meow meow is rolling its eyes at you. Why, could it be scared by the sound of a wild boar? Why is it so timid? I am not afraid. I laugh at my wealthy younger brother trying to stay calm. First, straighten out your tongue and say it again. My wealthy younger brother, with his hands on his hips, looks at me with disdain. I'm not afraid. If you dare bring that wild boar home, I'll kill it and roast it to eat. Roar, another tiger's roar. What did that little brat say? I can't take it anymore. I'm going to tear that brat's mouth apart and show him what it means when a tiger doesn't show its might. You think I'm a sick cat? The rich family's younger brother instantly backed down. Running faster than a rabbit, I was going to have him come over to see whether it was a wild boar or a majestic Siberian tiger in the video, but unfortunately, he took off running and disappeared without a trace in the blink of an eye. What a coward who can't even keep up a tough act for 3 seconds. I switched the camera back so Earthbag could see me. Earthbag asked me, that little brat is your human brother. What makes him qualified to be your brother? I'm the only one who should be your brother. Only I carry you around the mountains. I comfort Earthbag, of course. You're the only one for me, little brother. Don't hang your head. It makes you look short. Earthbag immediately lifts his head and snorts proudly. I didn't get beaten up today, so I'm feeling a bit itchy. Can you scratch it for me? I make a scratching motion through the screen. Scratch, scratch. Earthbag's big head leans closer to the screen again, trying hard to hide his unhappy expression, afraid that I might worry. Crispy sis, I'm fine now, you should go reunite with your parents. I'll go for a run to cool off. After saying that, it turned around and ran away. In the video, the face of the wealthy brother, Kevin Green, appeared. Little sister, have you met mom and dad yet? I said, not yet. While speaking, a middle-aged couple dressed in opulent clothing walked in from outside the villa and quickly approached me. My daughter. My precious daughter, your father and I didn't see you at the intersection and thought you weren't coming back. Let me take a good look at you, my dear, you've grown so much. Kevin said you don't have a name yet. How about mom and dad give you one? Let's call you Nancy. Suddenly, I was tightly embraced by my wealthy mother, feeling her joy of having me back. Finally, I wasn't met with scorn the moment I stepped through the door. I lifted the corners of my lips. I think that works. Nancy, I like it. It's just that I don't seem to be very popular, the wealthy father roared. Who said that? I pointed at the butler and the fake heiress who had fallen to the ground. They all think I'm a country bumpkin, not fit for high society, and they said you care the most about face and reputation, and won't tolerate my Earthbag. Since I've returned home, I refuse to be a pushover. Whoever gives me a dirty look, I'll definitely complain. It's a good chance to see if my biological parents really care about me. If they don't, I'll just go back to patrolling the mountains with Earthbag. In the forest, no animal ever dares to mess with me. There's no reason to put up with mistreatment after returning to my biological parents. How dare you, butler? How dare you make decisions for me? The butler's legs went weak with fear. Sir, no, that's not what I meant. The second young lady misunderstood me. I was just saying she shouldn't have brought the wild boar back. What's wrong with a wild boar? As long as my daughter likes it, even if she brings back all the wild chickens, ducks, boars, and dogs from the mountains, the vast estate of the Green family can accommodate them. You're fired. Get out. Now, my wealthy father was extremely stern, but in the next second, he asked me ingratiatingly, "Sweetie, do you think Daddy handled it this way?" I then pointed at the fake heiress. "What about her?" The wealthy father looked at the fake heiress with disappointment. "Mia, aren't you going to apologize to Nancy? Now that Nancy is back, you two need to get along peacefully." The fake heiress, Mia, sure knows how to put on an act in front of her wealthy parents. She immediately pretended to get up and apologize to me. "I'm sorry, little sister Nancy, but Dad, is it really okay to keep a wild boar at home? Aren't you planning to host a recognition banquet for Sister Nancy? If the guests find out that we're raising a wild boar at home," the wealthy mother interrupted her, "then they don't deserve to attend my daughter's recognition banquet. Guests who don't show respect can just be kicked out. What's the big deal, right, honey?" The wealthy father nodded seriously. "Exactly, anyone who doesn't show respect to me, David, will be kicked out without any discussion." "Emma, are all wealthy parents this domineering? This family, it actually seems pretty decent. It's just that," I rub my nose. "Dad, what if I were to raise a tiger?" The wealthy father staggered and nearly lost his balance, but the wealthy mother, quick-eyed and swift-handed, steadied him. His once all-encompassing confidence in handling wild animals vanished completely, his legs trembled visibly, and he clutched his chest, gasping for air, his voice even stuttering. What did you say?" Still on the WeChat video call, the voice of the wealthy brother came through. "Dad, it's not a tiger, my sister is just teasing you. I just don't get it." The wealthy brother hung up the phone and sent me a WeChat message. "Sis, in this matter, we still have to act first and ask for permission later." "Ah, but you can't wrap fire in paper," the wealthy brother said. "Let's transport it back first, otherwise I'm afraid there will be too much resistance at home, and they won't let me bring the earth bag back." In order to reunite with the earth bag, I said, "All right then, but I don't want to lie." I grinned foolishly at my wealthy father. "Actually, it's my younger brother. I was abandoned in the mountains as a child and raised by a wild beast mother. Later, she gave birth to another child, who became my younger brother." Upon hearing that I was raised by wild beasts, my wealthy parents felt even more sympathy for me. During dinner, they competed to put food on my plate, but half a month later, at the family reunion banquet, it was rumored that I was raised by wild boars. A few guests whispered behind my back, "Did you hear? The biological daughter the Green family took back was raised by wild boars, and she even wants to bring her wild boar brother home, and it's already on its way back and will arrive today." Could it be that the Green family is going to thank a wild boar at the family reunion banquet? I turned around to see which gossipy women were talking, but I found that several bodyguards behind me quickly escorted them away. "Hey, what are you doing? We are guests, and you're treating us like this. How outrageous." I saw the bodyguards cover their mouths and move faster, and the angry roar of the wealthy father, "Hurry, hurry, don't let Nancy hear, or she'll be upset. Who leaked the news? Find out for me." "Oh no, my daughter found out." My wealthy father looked at me with an extremely humble and defeated expression. "Sweetie, is your dad useless? I'm sorry I couldn't control the public opinion, but don't worry. Whoever dares to talk nonsense again, I'll take them down one by one. If two come, I'll take down both. They've messed with David's precious daughter. They've hit a brick wall." Suddenly, my nose tingled with emotion. I realized how wonderful my dad is. I can't imagine how happy I would have been if I had grown up with my parents by my side. "But, Dad, can you really accept my fierce beast of a brother?" The wealthy dad patted his chest and said, "Dad promises, when it arrives later, I will personally go to the door to welcome it and let it enter our Green family with great honor, even if it's a wild boar. As long as it's your precious little brother, it will be half a son to me." "David, I seriously doubt whether Dad has the courage to go and pick it up." I raised my pinky finger. "Then let's pinky swear, no matter what kind of beast your brother is, you are not allowed to drive it away." The wealthy father confidently made a pinky promise with me. A promise is a promise. At that moment, I received a WeChat message from my wealthy brother. "Earth bag, he's here. 10 minutes until arrival at the battlefield. I'm so happy. I'm about to go out to greet them, but the young master of the wealthy family rushed over and pushed me hard. His eyes were red from crying. It's all your fault. They're all laughing at me, saying I'll have to live with a wild boar. Woo woo, I'm running away from home, right now. He even started making threats. Dad, it's either me or her. If she stays, I'm leaving, you choose for yourself. The little brat was convinced that sons are more important than daughters, but unexpectedly, the wealthy father said without hesitation, all right, I'll send you to a boarding kindergarten. The expression on the rich family's younger brother instantly cracked, as if he couldn't believe his ears. The wealthy father kept a stern face and remained unsmiling. You brat, how dare you threaten me? If it weren't for the wild boar family, would your sister have been able to return? Others mock your sister, and instead of defending her, you even feel ashamed of her for embarrassing you. Your attitude only emboldens the guests to gossip about your sister behind her back without restraint. David, don't have a cowardly son like you who can't even stand up for his own family. The wealthy dad. He really is something. I'm so moved I could cry. I saw the fake heiress hiding in the corner, stomping her feet in frustration. TSK TSK. At the end of one's rope, the wealthy father didn't even glance at the cowardly younger brother. With a determined look, he took a deep breath. With the courage of burning his boats, he took my hand and said, Nancy, come on, let's go to the gate with Dad to pick up your brother in person. Dad keeps his word. I said, okay, Dad, I won't let you down. The wealthy father had already made up his mind. Whether it's embarrassing or not doesn't matter. My precious daughter's happiness is what's most important. The wealthy mother caught up. Honey, Nancy, wait for me. Forget about embarrassment or not. All I know is that the family should stick together. Let's go pick up your brother. Damn it, my wealthy parents must have done it on purpose. Made my eyes want to pee. I held my dad's hand with my left hand and my mom's hand with my right hand, walking through the bustling banquet hall under everyone's watchful eyes. Ignore those looks of surprise or schadenfreude. I could feel the wealthy father's arm trembling slightly, and the wealthy mother's palms were sweaty. They must value their reputation and image very much, yet they remained expressionless and walked with unwavering determination. Seeing that the head of the Green family and his wife held such an attitude, the guests dared not utter a word and all fell silent, but they all swarmed out in a rush, though they dared not laugh openly. They secretly hoped to see me and the Green family become a laughingstock. In the distance, a large truck could be seen approaching. The guests covered their mouths, feigning praise, using a truck to transport it. It really is a wild boar. Mr. Green is really going all out to reunite with his biological daughter. Wait, listen, what is that sound? Why do I hear the sound of a tiger? Impossible, right? Blind my dog's eyes. What is that? The guests, who were just being sarcastic a moment ago, had their fake smiles freeze on their faces and suddenly widened their eyes in unison. From a distance, I could hear Earthbag roaring like a tiger. So impressive, Earthbag suddenly jumped off the big truck and dashed toward me, startling the guests and sending them scattering in all directions. Screams erupted one after another. Run, it's a fierce tiger. Oh my goodness. Where did that tiger come from? The tiger is eating people. The tiger is eating people. I raised my eyebrows. What a bunch of cowards. Ignoring them, I also dashed toward the Earthbag, holding its big head, rubbing it hard. Earthbag, I've missed you so much. Have you been mischievous while I was away? Roar. Earthbag let out a short, excited low roar. Wah wah, crispy sister, don't worry, leave it to me to mess it up. Quick, get on my back. Let's see who dares to bully you now. I twitched my lips fiercely. Don't mess anything up today. This is about whether you can stay with me or not. But without a second thought, I jumped onto Earthbag's back and rode it majestically toward my wealthy parents. My wealthy father was so shocked that his jaw dropped. He grabbed the door with both hands, trying to steady his trembling long legs. Daughter, this, Dad, let me introduce you. This is my brother, Earthbag. You promised me you wouldn't drive him away, remember? Rich Dad, whoa, woke up too fast. Where am I? Who am I? Did I promise a bit too soon just now? I don't care if he wants to back out. Earthbag, this is my human dad. He said he wants to take you as his godson. Hurry up and show some goodwill. From now on, my dad is your dad. Earthbag wagged its tail excitedly. lowering its big head and nuzzling against the wealthy dad's trousers to show affection. Accept me, I'm super well behaved. I saw the wealthy dad's tears welling up in fright. Poor thing. A top tycoon who has dominated the business world for decades, wanting to run but not daring to, struggling to suppress the storm of emotions inside, forced out a smile uglier than a cry. Hi, son, the guest speechless. The scene was dead silent and frozen. All expressions are out of control. Where did the courage to whisper behind my back just now go? I introduced my wealthy mother to Earth Bag again. She is truly elegant and has stronger stress resistance than Dad. Even though I was already scared out of my wits, I still managed to keep my legs from giving way. I raised my trembling hand, trying my best to appear friendly and approachable, and gently stroked the thick fur of the Earth Bag. Nancy, is this the younger brother you mentioned? Were you raised by a tiger? It's so well behaved. I said, yes, when I was a child, I was abandoned in the deep mountains and forests. It was a Siberian tiger mother who carried me back to her den and raised me. I pat the tiger head of Earth Bag. This is my mom, and from now on, she's your mom too. Earth Bag lowered its majestic head to a height within easy reach of the wealthy mom, showing closeness. Mom, it's letting you pet its head. Okay. The wealthy mother probably mustered all the courage she had in her life, cautiously raising her hand to pat Earth Bag's head. Upon hearing this, the other guests eagerly surged forward. They also wanted to pet the tiger. This touch is something to boast about for a lifetime. Who knew it hadn't even gotten close? Earth Bag suddenly let out a furious roar. Even the ground beneath their feet trembled. Scared, they turned and ran. It wasn't until I rode Earth Bag through the gate that astonished and envious voices rose behind me. Isn't this just too cool? That tiger actually obeys her every command. What happened to the promised wild boar? Is this what your family's wild boar looks like? A group of children also crowded around the young master of the wealthy family. Wow, is this your sister? Your sister dares to ride a tiger. I'm so envious of you. The wealthy younger brother Lucas is still in shock. The next second, he suddenly chased after her. Sister, wait for me. Earth Bag turned around abruptly and growled at the wealthy younger brother. This is my sister. You're not allowed to call her that. Unfortunately. The wealthy younger brother didn't understand and was still showing off to others. This is my sister. Did you see that? This is my biological sister. I chuckled and said, didn't you say your only sister is named Mia? My only brother is only Earth Bag. You know, the young master from the wealthy family looks like he's about to cry. He really wants to touch Earth Bag, but Earth Bag scolds him. The wealthy young brother is filled with regret. Sister, I was wrong. I was really wrong. I ignore him. The wealthy younger brother saw Mia and ran over to complain. Sister, why did you lie to me? She's not raising a smelly wild boar at all. I could have petted the tiger too. It's all your fault. As soon as Earth Bag saw the fake heiress, it bared its teeth fiercely at her, let out a long roar, and sprayed saliva all over her face. It was sticky and super creepy, just like in a horror movie. The fake heiress, Mia, was so frightened that she fell to the ground, screaming in terror. Ah, no. Help, TSK, with such little courage, how dare you mess with me? I also gave a fake smile. Sorry, but it's because you called it a wild boar that it can't stand you. Earth Bag holds grudges the most. Next time you see it, you'd better go around it, or it might really bite your head off. The fake heiress was so scared she fell ill, scrambling away in a panic. She cried and begged her wealthy parents to send her to a boarding school. She didn't dare stay in this house for another second. Earth Bag isn't happy staying here either. Although Mom and Dad try hard to act unafraid, they desperately want to get close to Earth Bag, but it runs at least 20,000 steps in the jungle every day, dashing all over the mountains, wild and unrestrained. But at the Green's house, the amount of exercise was simply not enough, and I had to go to school, so I couldn't play with it during the day. I could only do my homework at night while lying in its fluffy embrace. In just half a year, Earth Bag suddenly fell ill. Brother invited a veterinarian to examine Earth Bag. The veterinarian said, it's still necessary to release the tiger back into the mountains. Fierce tigers are not suitable for domestication, especially a wild Siberian tiger like this one. Seeing Earth Bag so sickly makes me very sad. Crispy sister, I miss the forest. Do you miss it too? I actually want to. 2, Earth Bag instantly perks up. Then shall we go back? I really want to take you on a mountain patrol, but I can't leave now. I have to study and prepare for the college entrance exams. Earth Bag, shall I take you back? Earth Bag nodded excitedly. All right, let's go together. I lowered my head. I might be a few years late going back. But don't worry, I will definitely come back to find you. I've already made up my mind. First, I'll get into university, then study botany, and later, like my uncle with a PhD, go to the mountains to do research. That way, I can continue to stay with Earth Bag. Earth Bag immediately slumped back to the ground, looking upset. Crispy sister, if you don't leave, I won't leave either. If I go, that fake heiress will come back to bully you. Only when I'm here does she dare not set foot in this house. Don't try to persuade me. I really like it here, see? As soon as I perk up, I'm not sick anymore. Earth Bag pretended to have recovered, insisting on getting up and slowly strolling around the Green family estate, putting on a show of being full of energy. How about it? Am I still as strong as before? I turned my back and cried. In the forest, why would Earth Bag be so slow? Every time it patrols the mountain, it runs exceptionally fast. I wiped my tears and suddenly turned around to smile at it. I've decided to go back to the forest with you. Earth Bag jumped up excitedly. Really, let's go, right now. Read my books. I'll take care of you from now on. I'll pick the biggest and sweetest fruit for you to eat. I asked my brother to arrange a truck to take us back to the forest. When we arrived at our familiar home, the sickly Earth Bag suddenly started running wildly. After a few steps, it turned back and urgently barked. Sister Crispy, hurry up, get on my back. Tell the whole forest, Earth Bag, am back again. I stood by the truck, hesitating, and smiled reluctantly at Earth Bag. You run a couple of laps first. You're sick right now, and I'm afraid if I ride you, you might fall and I could get hurt too. Earth Bag is still too naive. That's true, sister is so fragile. Then wait for me to run a couple of laps to refresh myself. I forced back the tears in my eyes and gave it a bright smile. Hurry up, I'll be right here waiting for you. But as soon as it ran out of sight, I fiercely wiped away my tears and got back into the car. Brother, let's drive. My wealthy brother asked me, are you really willing to leave without saying goodbye? I gritted my teeth. I will come back, but it will take a few years. The moment the truck left the forest, I leaned against the window, looking back again and again, tears streaming uncontrollably. Earth Bag, don't hold a grudge against Crispy sister. When summer vacation comes, I'll come find you. I don't know how devastated Earth Bag will be when he excitedly finishes running 2 laps and comes back to find me gone. I can't even imagine that scene. However, when I return to the forest for summer vacation, I just can't find it anywhere. I know it's there, but it refuses to come out to see me. Uncle Doctor said that Earth Bag has turned into a full-fledged fierce tiger in the forest, with a hardened heart, rarely sparing small animals. Betrayed, it might have turned dark. I can only study desperately, striving to get into university, then pursue a master's degree under my uncle's guidance, and eventually join him in the mountains for research. One day, my wealthy brother suddenly asked me, Nancy, are you sure you want to return to the mountains after graduation? I nodded. Yes, I can't truly betray Earth Bag. I promised to go back, so I must go back. As an older sister, I can't break my promise. The wealthy brother seemed to make a decision. All right then. I also promised that I would never let you endure hardships again. As an older brother, I can't break my word either. I didn't understand what he meant by that. By the time I understood, it was already 2 years later, and a modern botanical research base had already risen from the forest. The base logo is actually a Siberian tiger. There's also a large sculpture in front of the base. It looks exactly like Earth Bag. When Uncle Doctor sent me the photos, tears rolled down my face. And I took my phone to the study to find my wealthy brother. He said with a smile, don't cry, let's win back Earth Bag's heart together. When it sees the sculpture, it will know you still care about it. You focus on your studies, and I'll take care of everything else. The daughter of the Green family should never have to suffer. The college entrance exam is coming soon. Are you confident? I wiped away my tears and smiled. I have to be. Wait for me to return triumphant. I scored very high. Over 300 points more than the fake heiress Mia. She could only get into a junior college, while I made it into a 985 university. I never liked her, and she never liked me either, but she didn't dare cause trouble. 2 years ago, our wealthy father took her rural mother to court, and she ended up in prison. He even told Mia, "You're just a child, and we won't take our anger out on you. But if you can't accept Nancy, then this family won't be able to accept you either. It's up to you to decide how you want to get along with Nancy in the future." Mia assessed the situation and had no choice but to keep a low profile. After being admitted to a junior college, she rarely returned to the Green family home. It was said that she started dating a guy with dyed hair at school and, without informing her family, used her ID card to register their marriage. She was still in college when she got pregnant. Her wealthy father was furious when he found out. Mia couldn't hide her growing belly and argued with her father. "Nowadays, female college students are encouraged to have children. It's you who can't keep up with the trends, and you're blaming me. Are you even my dad anymore?" the wealthy father said. "If you're not, then consider it a waste of raising you. I don't have a daughter who is so clueless." Nancy burst into tears. "If Nancy got pregnant in college too, would you still be this angry?" "It's just because I'm not your biological child." The wealthy father was even more disappointed. She wanted to marry from the Green family and also demanded a fully paid car and house as a dowry. The house had to be a large villa, and the car had to be a Maybach. The wealthy father was so furious that he firmly refused to provide the dowry. He wouldn't even let her leave from the Green family's home. He even cut off all her living expenses. He transferred her household registration back to her rural home. He completely abandoned her. "Did you call to ask if I was dating anyone in college?" he sternly warned me. "You're not allowed to secretly use your ID card to get married in college. If you dare, I'll break your legs." This was the first time my wealthy father had spoken to me so harshly. I was only a sophomore at the time. I'm currently busy participating in an international university student innovation competition. My uncle, who is a PhD, told me participating in more competitions will greatly help with securing a postgraduate recommendation in the future. You could even be directly recommended to become my graduate student. In the end, our team won the gold medal with a plant-related project, which laid the foundation for my future recommendation path. 2 years later, I was admitted to University A with a recommendation and became a graduate student under my uncle, the PhD. Finally returning to that familiar forest, the Green Group invested in my uncle's research, establishing a forest ecosystem positioning observation research station and a plant research base. My uncle, the PhD, along with other advisors, led many graduate students who were dedicated to conducting research here. A senior female student asked me, "Junior Nancy, did you really grow up in this forest when you were a child?" I gazed at the vast mountains. My senior sister said, "That's amazing. So you must be very familiar with this place. I'll follow you on future field trips." I said, "Sure, this place is like my backyard." Unfortunately, after returning to the forest for several months, I haven't seen Earthbag. I miss it so much. Sometimes I shout alone in the mountains, "Earthbag, I'm back, please come out." Okay. Only my echo in the mountains, but no response. I know it's still there. There are many of its footprints in the forest, but it hates me and refuses to see me. I thought it would never come out to see me again in this lifetime, but I never expected that day. When I went alone to the mountains to collect soil samples, a heavy rainstorm hit. On my way back, I accidentally fell down the valley, twisted my leg, and couldn't move. There was no cell signal. I cried out to the heavens, but they didn't answer. I called to the earth, but it didn't respond. It was already bad enough, and then I encountered several wild wolves. They surrounded me, eyeing me menacingly, drooling, imagining how delicious I would be. Just as I saw a wild wolf lunging at me and thought I was done for, a roar from a Siberian tiger echoed in the distance. That roar, deep and resonant, with an overbearing and unmatched kingly pressure, is all too familiar to me. It's Earthbag, a figure, swift as lightning, dashes toward me. It bites down on the wild wolf lunging at me. The other wild wolves charge forward in a frenzy. I yelled, "Earthbag, be careful." Earthbag bit through the wild wolf's neck and coldly added, "Mind your own business. Even if I die, I don't need you to care. What time is it to be throwing a tantrum with me?" It really makes me want to hit it again. Earthbag didn't even glance at me, its massive body like an impenetrable fortress, firmly shielding me behind it, its eyes, red with fury, locked onto the wolves charging forward, taking them down one by one, utterly cool. In the blink of an eye, all the wolves lay on the ground, barely alive, the air thick with the heavy scent of blood. Only after confirming that all 5 wolves were completely dead did Earthbag slowly turn its head to look at me, disheveled and shaken, cold, distant, and even with a hint of deliberate sarcasm. As if the mighty and domineering savior from moments ago wasn't it. TSK, who is this? Do I even know you? I'm speechless. It had to pick a fight with the wrong person, me, who's super fragile. I sprained my leg and got drenched in the heavy rain. I tried to stand up, but a sharp pain in my ankle made me gasp and fall back down. The sprained area had already started to swell, and any movement brought a piercing pain that made tears instantly well up in my eyes. Tears and rainwater mixed and flowed into my mouth, tasting both salty and bitter. Suddenly, Earthbag's indifferent body moved, its massive form descending toward me in an overwhelmingly oppressive manner, yet the movement was incredibly gentle, pressing closely against my side and back as it lay down, even avoiding my swollen ankle. It shielded me completely, but its words were sharp. Stay hidden, don't move, trouble, don't think I'll feel sorry for you. I just don't want you to die so cheaply. It cursed at me fiercely while using its warm, sturdy body to shield me from the wind and rain, its tiger head turning restlessly as if trying to figure out how to get me out of this mountain ravine. I couldn't hold back any longer. I suddenly reached out my arms, hugged it tightly, and buried my face deep in its tiger fur with all my strength. I'm sorry, Earthbag, I'm back. Don't always hide from me. I know that every time I go up the mountain to collect samples, you secretly follow me and protect me from behind. Don't deny it. Several times, I could feel that you were actually very close to me. I really miss you, sis. The Earthbag I was holding clearly stiffened all over. The fierce roar turned into a strange gurgling sound. It tried to turn its head away, its voice sounding a bit dry, annoying. I haven't thought about you at all, yet it allowed me to hold it tightly, letting my tears and snot smear all over it. A clap of thunder roared in the sky, and it immediately used its body to shield me even more tightly, afraid that I might be struck by lightning. 2 days later, in the medical room of the plant research base, my ankle has been immobilized, and the swelling has gone down a lot. Earthbag was lying idly by my hospital bed, chewing on the beef fed to it by the base researchers. A senior sister nervously said to me, Junior Nancy, you were really lucky this time. If it weren't for this tiger kindly carrying you, feverish and unconscious, back to the base. I look at Earthbag, who still refuses to give me a friendly look, imagining the horrified expressions of my classmates when it carries me to the base. It's called Earthbag. It is my dearest family in this world. It has always been waiting for me to come home, right? The Earthbag, chewing on beef, paused its movement and let out an indistinct low growl. Crispy, and still so talkative. Forget it. Who told you to be my sister? If you can talk, then talk more. Hey, why aren't you continuing? After hearing the story above, what are your thoughts? Feel free to share your opinions in the comments section. Looking forward to hearing from you. If you liked this story, don't forget to like it, share it, and subscribe to my channel. See you next time.